Hello, students. Welcome to class. Once again, this is Conversation 3. We are on Units 11 and 12. Again, they're combined because they are both on conditionals, and splitting them up is just silly. We're going to go through this as slowly and as completely as possible, which means there's probably another lesson after this one. Don't worry, we'll just keep going through it until we're finished, okay? Classroom activity 2, this is an honesty quiz. This sounds a little bit weird, but the idea is that you're checking on what you would do in a certain situation, whether or not you would be honest in that situation. Okay, so we'll look at that. So if your friend gave you a present that you hated, what would you do? You would say, "It's very nice, thank you." B, ask where it was bought, then try to exchange it later. So you can go to the customer service counter if you don't like something, and you can exchange it for something you do like. That is a very good way to do that. You don't have to tell your friend you don't like it. You just exchange it later. Okay? Third one, explain that you do not really like it. Okay. So what would you do? 2, if you could cheat on a test without getting caught, what would you do? Not cheat. Cheating is wrong. Maybe cheat only a little, or C, copy the right answers. Who wouldn't? Okay, before we go any farther, you can be kicked out of college for cheating. Don't do it. Don't mess up your career, your entire career in college, and lose all the money that you or your parents or your scholarship has. Don't cheat. Don't do it. You can ask other people for help, but when taking a test, don't cheat. If you borrowed your friend's car and scratched it, what would you do? Tell your friend and offer to pay for repairs. Mention the scratch, but say you think it might have been there earlier. Return the car without saying anything. Ooh, that's just mean. Don't do C. Don't do C. If you were injured in an accident, but you also had an earlier injury, what would you do? Only claim the injury from the accident. Mention both injuries without offering details, or claim both injuries. Injury means that something's hurt, like your arm or something like that. I would only claim the injury from that accident, but if it made a previous thing worse, I would describe the injuries I got in that accident. If you saw someone steal a candy bar from a store, what would you do? Ignore it, it's not your problem. Stare at the person to indicate wrongdoing. Tell the shopkeeper about the theft. C is the correct answer, but I would actually, because I'm an Ajumma, because I'm an older person, I can say, put that back. That's not okay. You can't steal other people's stuff. That's not okay. 6, if your friend left the computer on and you saw an email about yourself, what would you do? Try to forget seeing the email. It's none of your business. Ask what the email is about. Read the email quickly and then turn off the computer. You're spying on someone else's email. I wish I could say A, but it'd probably be B. I would probably ask. It'd be better if I would say A, but let's be real here. 7, if a shopkeeper gave you too much change, what would you do? Put it in your pocket quickly, consider giving it back, or note the mistake as soon as you see it. 7, I would always say C. I don't want the extra money. I want to give it back. It's not fair. The person might lose their job, and that's not okay. Now, if you were on the subway I always have people count the money to me, and then I count it again. That way everybody's sure everybody's right. 8, if you're on the subway without a ticket and security was coming, what would you do? Admit the situation and accept the penalty. Pretend to look for your ticket. Make up a story about how you lost your ticket. That generally doesn't happen, that you have to have a ticket in your hand. Most people use a card these days. That might happen on a bus, where you get on a bus and you drop your ticket somehow. I would admit the situation and accept the penalty, I hope. 9. If your friend invited you to a party you didn't want to attend, what would you do? Say you'll come and then not go to the party. Give an excuse about why you can't go. Either go to the party or tell the truth. Whoa. I would, well, you can do, I wouldn't do A. I would try to do C, but B is perfectly valid to say I'm too exhausted. I can't handle that tonight. It's okay. You know, if I would tell the truth. I'm just too tired. I can't do it. 10. If you were working and got a task asking you to call someone right away, what would you do? Again, you're circling your answer. Pretend you didn't see the text. Call back when you're free. Call right away. Okay. If I'm working, I would call back when I'm free because my friend knows I'm at work. I'm not going to stop in the middle of a class and accept a phone call. But if it's an emergency, I tell my friends to text me 119, or if I'm back in the US, 911 if it's an emergency. So then I'll know in the text what the problem is. Okay, so calculate your score. 15 to 20, you hate to lie. You're very honest and trustworthy. 7 to 14, you are practical. You understand that small lies are part of everyday life. And 0 to 6, you're devious. You probably lied on the quiz. Okay, so how do I find out if they're correct answers? It's very, very simple. Count 2 points for each answer of an A on even numbers and 1 point for each answer of B. Okay. Okay, now we are going to should have. That is our starter, should have. What should you have done in this situation? Okay, I just jumped around. We are on page 92. We have started chapter 12 at this point. This is 92. Fill in the blanks with the past participle form of the verbs in the box. Let me go over the past participles. Eat becomes eaten. Leave becomes left. Sleep becomes slept. Bring becomes brung. Wear becomes wore. Read looks the same, but it's pronounced differently. It's called read. Since these are in the book, they're probably on the test. Know these. Okay. I am hungry. I should have eaten lunch. I'm soaked. Soaked means very wet. I should have brought an umbrella. I'm tired. I should have slept more. Slept. S-L-E-P-T. Slept more. Okay, number 2 is brought. I should have brought. B-R-O-U-G-H-T. Brought. Okay. Bottom one. I'm cold. I should have brought a jacket. Or worn a jacket. W-O-R-N. Worn a jacket. I am confused. I should have read the instructions. R-E-A-D, spelled the same way. It's pronounced read instead of read. I'm late. I should have left. L-E-F-T. I should have left earlier. Okay, so we got eaten, brought, slept, worn, read, left. Oops, that's incorrect. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. Okay, so we went ahead and corrected this. I apparently had a spelling problem at the time I was doing this. So 1 is eaten, 2 is brought, 3 is slept, 4 is worn, but you can also say brought because people don't necessarily wear a jacket. They might bring one. Followed and left. Yes, okay. Vocabulary, page 92. Accident. Bad thing no one meant to happen. The reason why you throw away your trash is that someone may slip on it and fall down. Other than the fact it's littering, it's a bad idea. So accident. Highway. It's a road between 2 cities. It's a very long road. The structure of a third conditional sentence. If something had happened. Okay? So if something had plus verb, that's conditional clause with the subordinate. A result clause. So could have, something have, and then the past participle verb. Okay. If he had arrived earlier, I could have spoken with him. This is an unreal past. You're talking about what didn't happen. Okay, so you can reverse this clause. I could have spoken with him if he had arrived earlier. Notice that the if is at the beginning, so there is a comma after earlier. All right. If I had been luckier, I would have won the poker game. If she had worn the red dress, she might have appeared more noticeable. Noticeable means that everybody sees you. Okay, they notice you. If I had known better, I should have started saving for retirement. Notice, if it had not been for your help, comma, I couldn't have succeeded. Notice succeed, 2 C's, 2 E's. Know how to spell that word because if it's in the book, it might be on the test. Had it not been for your help, I couldn't have succeeded. Without your help, I couldn't have succeeded. Those are the 3 ways you can make the same sentence. Vocabulary, page 93. To activate means to turn on. What would you have done? I would have activated the fire alarm. So there is a fire in the neighborhood. You're going to talk about what you would have done if you had been in the fire. If you had been near the fire? What would you have done? I would have activated the fire alarm. What would you have done? I would have left the fire area. Yep. The first thing you do is you hit the alarm on your way out. You're running out, you see the fire alarm, you hit the fire alarm, and you keep going. Okay. What would you have done? I would have helped people in danger. What would you have done? I would have called the fire department. It's 911 in the U.S. It's 119 here. Okay. What would you have done? I would have closed the doors and windows. What would you have done? I would have stayed as low as possible. What would you have done? I would have avoided using the elevators. What would you have done? I would have gone to the assembly point. The assembly point is the place where everyone meets in order to figure out, count noses and be sure everyone is there. Okay. A group of amateur actors. Amateur means they're not professionals. They're not paid to do it. A group of amateur actors is reflecting on the success of their first performance. It would not have been possible without everyone's help. Practice making sentences with a partner to explain how each person contributed. Had it not been for Sam, we could not have chosen the script. Had it not been for Claire, we could not have gotten, G-O-T-T-E-N, gotten the performance rights. The performance rights means you pay a little bit of money in order to perform something as a play or a musical. Had it not been for Matt, we could not have found, F-O-U-N-D, found a venue. A venue is a place where you have a play or something like that. Had it not been for Naomi, we could not have arranged the auditions. Had it not been for Dan, We could not have assembled a crew. Had it not been for Maya, we could not have cast the actors. Casting the actors is selecting the right actors for each part. Now, number 5, assemble means to gather together, and the crew are the people that work on the lights, the scenery, the costumes. They're the people that work behind the scenes to make the play work. Had it not been for Bill, we could not have created the sets. Had it not been for Wayne, we could not have sold the tickets. So, had it not been for, remember this for your test. Rainy weekend. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have taken my dad to a baseball game if it hadn't rained. So you're going to talk about what would have happened if the weather had been nice. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have held a garage sale. Past is hold is held, H-E-L-D. A garage sale is when you sell your old stuff to make room for new stuff. Usually held in the garage outside your house, or you can sell it on a bulletin board and people can buy your stuff. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have had a picnic in the park if it hadn't rained. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have gone miniature golfing if it hadn't rained. Miniature golfing is played on a little course where you hit the ball and you have to go around weird obstacles like a windmill. And it's fun for the whole family to play. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have made a flower bouquet if it hadn't rained. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have drawn, D-R-A-W-N, drawn pictures at the beach. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? I would have bought, B-O-U-G-H-T, bought food at the farmer's market. The farmer's market are when people have their fresh food out for you to buy. There are markets all over Korea that with fresh food that people grew in their own gardens. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? Would have sat on the patio with some friends if it hadn't rained. Your patio is your outside space around your house or apartment. You can also have a rooftop patio, or you can have a balcony that is extended out from your house. Self-practice 1, condition clauses. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. If I had stayed longer, I should have met your brother. She would have been caught if she had tried, T-R-I-E-D, to sell the stolen artwork. Ooh, she's a thief. If you had not forgotten, F-O-R-G-O-T-T-E-N, not forgotten your purse, we wouldn't have missed the bus. I wouldn't believe it if I had not seen, S-E-E-N, seen it for myself. If you had added more salt, the soup would have tasted better. If she had noticed the stop sign, she could have avoided the accident. They might have come to the reception if they had heard, H-E-A-R-D, about the live band. If he had looked out the window, he would have remembered to bring an umbrella. If he had looked out the window, he would have remembered to bring an umbrella. The snake probably wouldn't have bitten you if you had not stepped on its tail. Never step on a snake tail. Not a good idea. Okay. Oops. Okay, that's stepped. Had not stepped. So got to be sure we have that correct. Okay. Self-practice 2. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. If he had not paid me on time, I would have contacted a lawyer. I would I might have left earlier if I had thought about the traffic. If you had not worn shoes in the house, you would uh, you would not have ruined the carpet. Would not have ruined the carpet. If she listened to me, she would have known better than to trust him. You would have realized the snack was unhealthy if you had read the label. The label is a thing on your food telling you what's in your food. He would not have bought her a ring if he had understood her true feelings. Ooh. He wanted to marry her, but she didn't love him. Whoa. All right. If you had accepted our help sooner, you should not have found yourself in this situation. Should not have found yourself in this situation. They could have saved a lot of money if they had booked their hotel online. I might have died if it had not been for the safety belt. Oh my goodness. Might have left, would not have ruined, would have known, would have realized, would not have bought, should not have found, and might have died. So, that's the end of this. This is 2 very compact, very difficult lessons. Okay, remember, your grammar review will help you study for the test. Grammar review on page 91. Answers, page 91, page part A. If he stopped exercising, he might gain weight. It's what would happen if someone did or didn't do something. If they slept with a mosquito net, they would not get bitten. We could win the lottery if we had more luck. They might help you if you asked them. If I knew that you missed me, I would call you more often. They could have watched the concert if they had bought tickets sooner. B. These are conversations. Okay, I'm back. Grammar review, answers B, page 91. If you had only 1 year to live, what would you do? If I had only 1 year to live, I would enjoy every moment. If your best friend wanted to marry someone you hate, would you say anything? No, I would not say anything. I would not say anything. If I said something, it would ruin our friendship. Okay. And we're on 3. Uh, how would you react if you saw people fighting in the street? I would be surprised, but I would not do anything to stop them. It's too dangerous. I think in that case, you should call 119 and let the police handle it. What would you do if you lost your passport in a foreign country? I would visit the closest embassy to get a new one issued. Really good trick. Take a scan of your passport. Have it ready. That way you will have it, a picture of it if you lose it, so you'll have the number so it can be replaced more easily. Would you call the police if you heard strange sounds in your neighbor's house? I'm not sure. It would depend on what kind of sound I heard. Who would you ask for help if you were in trouble? If I were in trouble, I would ask my friends for help. Okay, so grammar review, we're going to skip to page 99 now. We're going to jump way ahead. Grammar review, page 99. Okay, well, when you look at page 99, you will see that there are several answers that you could give for the answer. Okay, 1. It says choose a second or third conditional statement that best matches the situation. Example, I wasn't thirsty. I didn't order a drink. If I had been thirsty, I would have ordered a drink. So we're talking about past tense. I'm not tired. I won't take a rest. The answer is B. If I were tired, I would take a rest. We're talking about present tense. Okay. I didn't see you. I didn't say hello. B. If I had seen you, I would have said hello, because it says I didn't. That's past tense. 4. He will apologize. He will feel sorry. He wouldn't apologize if he didn't feel sorry. 5. I play volleyball. I enjoy sports. I wouldn't play volleyball if I didn't enjoy sports. That's A. B, page 99. I would not have come if I had not been invited. You can also say hadn't been invited. We would not have met if we had not gone to the same high school. If you had stayed at home, you would have had more fun last night. If Stan would have done well in the interview, he would have gotten the job. Nancy would have learned to speak Portuguese if she had grown up in Brazil. If she had not become a doctor, she would have studied music. Okay, the book is done. That doesn't mean you need to stop. Now you have to study for everything. Okay, like I said, your grammar review is a great way to understand the units. Okay, so we do the self-practice. That can help you. And the A and the B, know the vocabulary there and know the answer to the question. What would you have done if it hadn't rained last weekend? Remember, on a test, you can make stuff up. I would have gone to Paris. I would have gone to the beach. Just say something. Had it not been for, what would you have done? I would have. Okay, and this is our grammar focus. If something had, I could have, would have, might have, should have. Know this part here, your grammar focus. Okay, and the classroom, the A and B, if you could, what? These are probably in the writing where they have like 3 or 5 questions with questions and answers. Know the answers to the purple box. Know what you would have done. Okay, your self-practice, know those. And your speaking. Know the vocabulary here, what practical, sociable, intelligent, know what those are. And I wish I had. And this grammar focus. If I had, I would. Okay? If I had, I would. If she were, she might be. Okay? If I lived, I should feel or I would feel. Okay? Study these, and that should help you pass the test. Great